Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, May 26, 2023. Today we're going to recap Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. Look ahead to Saturday's Game 6. And then NHL Conference Finals Game 4 of the West. Look ahead to Game 5 of the West coming up on Saturday. MLB, WNBA, soccer, golf, NASCAR, news and notes, and best bet to follow. We'll start with basketball as things got really, really interesting as the Boston Celtics with a 110-97 win over the Miami Heat to force a Game 6. Derek White actually led them scoring with 24 points. Jason Tatum didn't really have to do a lot. Duncan Robinson had 18 to lead Miami. Jimmy Butler played poorly. Bam didn't play great either. So back to Miami we go for Game 6. And it's going to be interesting. As Dave Pasch put it really good yesterday on the radio, it's going to be the most anticipated game of the postseason so far, which I agree with that statement. So, big win for the Celtics to force a Game 6. Now we have a series. Can't believe I'm saying this, not over yet. Because they made it 3-2. It was over, now it's not over. So Saturday, 8:30 on TNT, Celtics Heat, Game 5. I project the Celtics by 1.5 total, 223 and 17-20. And the Celtics are favored by 2.5 points total. Or no, 3. Even better, 211. I like the over. I think that over's been good in the postseason. And the trend will continue to do so. And I will take Miami getting the points. I don't know if I'll take them straight up too, but the hedge, my Celtics in 7, I will probably have money on the Miami Heat plus the 3 points come Saturday night. So that should be really interesting. And if we have a Game 7 on Monday, that would be something. Absolutely something. Because I don't remember the last time. They said it on the radio last night, but I don't remember the last time an NBA team to force Game 7 after being down 3-0. The team with the 3-0 series lead in the NBA playoffs is 150-0. 3 teams have forced a Game 7. The most recent, Portland in 2003. The 94 Nuggets to the Jazz. And then they lost to the Jazz. And then the 1951 Knicks lost to the Rochester Royals. So only 3 teams came back to force a Game 7. And the Boston Celtics are favored to do so come Saturday night. So that is going to be something very interesting to watch. And the other subplot is no Gabe Vincent for Miami, which is a big loss for them in their 3-point shooting. He was a big factor in their series wins against the Knicks and the Bucks in the previous rounds. And he's been a big factor in the first 3 games of this series as well. So that's a big absence for the Miami Heat that they're going to have to overcome. Now we'll go on the hockey. We had Game 4 in Dallas as the Stars beat the Knights 3-2 in overtime on a game winner by Joe Pavelski to force a Game 5. The number 3 started the game with 39 saves on 42 shots. Aiden Hill, number 2, started the game with the overtime winner. Joe Pavelski, number 1, started the game with 2 goals. Jason Robertson, which was a big deal that he's getting going. But it might be too little too late. All right, Saturday night on ABC and ESPN Plus, you have the Stars and the Golden Knights, Game 5. Vegas is minus 142. Dallas is plus 118. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. Dallas plus 1.5 is minus 20. Vegas minus 1.5 is plus 180. Under has been the key in the series and in the conference finals, other than Carolina, Florida Game 4. I'm going to take the under again, but at gunpoint, Vegas has just been so good at home outside of that Oilers Game 2. I think Vegas closes out tonight. I really do. I should say tomorrow night. So, we'll see if any of the road teams force a Game 7 or a Game 6, respectively. In this series, I think the Celtics are more likely to do so because they're favored, but I wouldn't rule out Jake Ottinger and the Stars. I wouldn't rule them out, but I just think Vegas closes them out on Saturday night. All right, now move on to baseball. We will talk about the results from yesterday and look ahead to the weekend ahead as well as tonight's games. Cardinals over the Reds 2-1. Rays over the Blue Jays 6-3. Rockies over the Marlins 7-6. Padres over the Nationals 8-6. Orioles over the Yankees 3-1. Tigers over the White Sox 7-2. Braves over the Phillies 8-5. Mets over the Cubs 10-1. Giants over the Brewers 5-0. Mariners over the A's 3-2. Today, 2:20, you have the Reds of the Cubs from Wrigley. Hunter Green and Justin Steele, so a battle of two aces, as some may say. The Cubs are minus 172. The Reds are plus 144. Over under 7. Overs minus 102. And there's minus 120. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 156. Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 130. For this one, I'm going to go with the Cubs under 3.5 runs at plus 102. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. 6:30, White Sox Tigers, Apple TV Plus, Lance Lynn and Joey Wentz. White Sox minus 152, Tigers plus 128, over under 8.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 112, Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 134. This is a tough one. The full game over is juiced. Tigers over is juiced. But I'll take the White Sox over 4.5 runs at minus 118. That's not super juiced. Dodgers, Rays. Noah Syndergaard and Jalen Beek. So a big series for the Rays here. They're minus 120. The Dodgers plus 102 over under 9.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 160. Rays plus 1.5 is minus 194. This is a hard one, but I'm going to go full game over, but I don't feel good about it. Padres, Yankees, Apple TV Plus. Joe Musgrove and Randy Vasquez is getting the start for the Yankees, so I wonder if this is the opener and then Brito will follow. The Padres are favored here, actually, minus 120. The Yankees are plus 102 over under 9. Overs minus 115, unders minus 106. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 134. Yankees plus 1.5 is minus 162. Joe Musgrove's been terrible this year. I'm taking New York as a home underdog at plus 102. The Padres are favored because the Yankees are going with an opener. And the Padres are a sexy preseason team that's still getting value in the market like one. So I'm taking the Yankees at plus 102 to win outright as a home underdog. Rangers O's, great series. John Gray, Grayson Rodriguez. The O's are favored minus 134. The Texas Rangers are plus 114 over under 8. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Texas plus 1.5 is minus 182. Orioles minus 1.5 is plus 150. The O's have been hot. They can absolutely win this division. I'm going to go under 3.5 Ranger runs at plus 106. I think Grayson Rodriguez could start to turn a corner a little bit. Cards Guardians, battle of disappointments. Matt Lipitor and Shane Bieber. The Guardians are minus 122. The Cards are plus 104 from their 7.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Cards plus 1.5 is minus 225. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 180. I'm going with full game under. Phil's Braves 720. Taijuan Walker, Jared Schuster. Braves minus 154. Phil's plus 130 over under 10. Minus 110 each way. Phil's plus 1.5 is minus 138. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 115. I'm going full game under. That's a little high of a total. Giants Brewers at 8. Alex Wood and Freddie Peralta. Brewers minus 142. Giants plus 120 over under 8. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Giants plus 1.5 is minus 178. Brewers minus 1.5 is plus 146. I'm going full game over on this one, but I don't feel good about it. Blue Jays Twins. Kevin Gausman, Louis Varland. Blue Blue Jays minus 156. Twins plus 132. Over under 8. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Jays minus 1/2 is plus 108. Twins plus 1/2 is minus 130. For this one, I'm going to go with under 3.5 Twins runs at minus 118 because Gossman's been pitching well. Nats Royals, battle of two bad teams. Patrick Corbin and Jordan Lyles. Royals are minus 132. The Nats are plus 112. Over under 9. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Nats plus 1/2 is minus 178. Royals minus 1/2 is plus 146. Patrick Corbin, low-key, not pitching as bad as he did last year. I'm going to take the Nats at plus 112 as a road underdog. Mets Rockies at 8:30. Max Scherzer and Connor Seabold. Mets minus 120, Rockies plus 184, over under 11.5, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Mets minus 1/2 is minus 144, Rockies plus 1/2 is plus 118. Full game under. Could be a good turn back the clock game for Max Scherzer against the Rockies. 9:30 Marlins Angels. Jesus Luzardo and Reed Detmers. Angels minus 146, Marlins plus 124 for under 8. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Marlins plus 1/2 is minus 140. Angels minus 1/2 is plus 140. Full game over is going to be my pick for this one. Red Sox D-backs, Chris Sale and Brandon Piffat. Torey Lovullo against his old team. Boston's favored minus 144. D-backs plus 122 over under 8.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Boston minus 1/2 is plus 115. D-backs plus 1/2 is minus 130. I'm going full game over. The reason why Boston's favored in this game because it's a big name that's not really good anymore. Astros A's. Hunter Brown, James Kaprielian. Astros minus 280, A's plus 230 over under 8.5, minus 110 each way. Astros minus 1/2 is minus 162. A's plus 1/2 is plus 134. I'm going to go with full game over because I think Houston can do it alone. And 10 o'clock, Pirates, Mariners, Mitch Keller, George Kirby. Mariners minus 164, Pirates plus 138, over under 7, overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Pittsburgh plus 1/2 is minus 146, Mariners minus 1/2 is plus 122. For this one, I'm going to go full game under. Both these guys have been tremendous this year. Low-key, the best pitching matchup of the weekend. All right, over the weekend, 1 o'clock, Padres, Yankees. Michael Wacha, Luis Severino. White Sox, Tigers. We know it's going for Chicago, Michael Lorenzen. Jays, Twins at 2 o'clock. Chris Bassett, Pablo Lopez. 4 o'clock, Rangers, O's. Andrew Heaney, Dean Kremer. Astros, A's. Framber Valdez, we know it's going for Oakland. Dodgers, Rays. Clayton Kershaw and Tyler Glasnow making his season debut. Fox Sports 1, Rays, Phils. Phils at Braves. Zach Wheeler, Charlie Morton. Pirates, Mariners. Ronci Contreras, Luis Castillo. Giants, Brewers. Logan Webb, Corbin Burns. That's a good pitching matchup. Nats, Royals. Josiah Gray, Brady Singer. 7:15 on Fox. Red Sox, D-backs. Garrett Whitlock and Leonel for Arizona. Reds, Cubs. Brandon Williamson and Jameson Taillon. Cards, Guardians. Jack Flaherty and Tanner Beebe. 9 o'clock, Mets, Rockies. Justin Verlander and Chase Anderson. And 10 o'clock, Marlins, Angels. Edward Cabrera, Shohei Ohtani. All right, Sunday, 11:30 on Peacock. Dodgers, Rays. Gavin Stone and Taj Bradley. 1:30, Padres, Yankees. Yu Darvish and Garrett Cole. That's a good pitching matchup. Rangers, O's. Dane Dunny, Kyle Bradish. White Sox, Tigers. Dylan Cease, Eduardo Rodriguez. Cardinals, Guardians. Jordan Montgomery, Hunter Gaddis. Giants, Brewers at 2. Alex Cobb, Colin Rea. Blue Jays, Twins. Josh Brios and Bailey Ober. Nats, Royals. Mackenzie Gore and TBD for the Royals. 2:20, Reds, Cubs. Graham Ashcraft and Drew Smyly. Ashcraft's fallen apart after a good start. 3 o'clock, Mets, Rockies. Tyler McGill, Austin Gomber. 4 o'clock, Astros, A's. Christian Javier and Luis Medina. Marlins, Angels. Yuri Perez, Patrick Sandoval. Red Sox, D-backs. Tanner Houck and Merrill Kelly. Pirates, Mariners. TBD for Pittsburgh and Marco Gonzalez for Seattle. And in Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN2, Phillies, Braves. Philly TBD and Spencer Strider for Atlanta. This is on 2 because wait a second. This is going to get moved to the regular ESPN, you would think, because the reason why this was supposed to be on 2 was because of Lakers Nuggets, but that's over, so that should get moved to the regular ESPN channel. Now move on to the WNBA. We will recap the games from yesterday and look ahead to the weekend. Aces over the Sparks, 90-45. Commissioner's Cup game. Aces 2-0, LA 1-1. Jackie Young had 30 points in the win, and Chini Agumake had 19 and 8 boards in defeat. Mercury over the Lynx, 90-81. The Mercury get their first win. That was the Commissioner's Cup game. Mercury 1-2, Minnesota's 0-3. Diana Taurasi, 23 points and 10 assists. She was amazing. As always, Ariel Powers had 20 points in defeat for Minnesota. All right, 2 games tonight. 8 o'clock on Ion, Mystic Sky. Looks like who's favored? The Sky? No, the Mystics are 4.5-point favorites in Chicago. Total 154.5. 158.5. That's a very high number for the Mystics on the road. I get it, Elena Deladon, but I'm giving Chicago at home plus 4.5, and I think they went outright plus 152. And 10 o'clock on Ion, Commissioner's Cup game, Wings Storm. Wings 1-0, Storm 0-1, so each team's playing their second game. The Wings are a 5.5-point favorite, totals 162.5. I'll take the Storm getting the 5.5. I think they went outright too, plus 198. I think this is an overreaction line because the Storm are not only 0-1, but they don't have Brianna Stewart anymore. Saturday, 1 o'clock on CBS, Commissioner's Cup game, Sun Liberty, good game. We don't have the odds out for that yet. And at 9 o'clock on NBA TV, you have the Sparks and the Aces, Commissioner's Cup game. Sunday, 3 o'clock NBA TV, you have the Fever and the Dream, Commissioner's Cup game. 6 o'clock on NBA TV, you have the Wings in the Sky. And at 9 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, Commissioner's Cup game between the Lynx and the Aces. So interesting games over the weekend. All right, now we'll move on to soccer. We'll go over yesterday's notable results, and we have a big weekend ahead in soccer. We will start with the Under-20 World Cup. England over Uruguay 3-2. Gambia over France 2-1. South Korea, Honduras 2-2 draw. And Tunisia over Iraq 3-0. All right, today 2 o'clock, we have Ecuador and Fiji. I doubt we have the lines for these games. It looks like we don't. I'm going to say Ecuador wins that one. Slovakia, U.S. U.S. is going to win. 5 o'clock, New Zealand, Argentina. We'll go with Argentina. And at 5 o'clock also, Uzbekistan and Guatemala. I'm going to say draw. Saturday, 2 o'clock, Brazil, Nigeria, Brazil. Dominican Republic, Italy. We'll go with Italy. 5 o'clock, Colombia, Senegal. We'll go Colombia. And then Japan and Israel. Tough one, but we'll go draw. And then Sunday, 2 o'clock, Iraq, England. We'll go with England. Tunisia, Uruguay. Tough one, but we'll go with Uruguay. 5 o'clock, Honduras and France. We'll go with France. And then South Korea and Gambia. I think that's a draw. But I don't feel strongly about that. English Premier League from yesterday, Man United over Chelsea 4-1. And then Sunday's a big day in the league before the end of the regular league year for the Premier League. Been a long season that's been going since August. So 11:30 on Sunday, Arsenal, Wolves, Aston Villa, Brighton, Brentford, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Bournemouth, Leeds, Tottenham, Leicester, West Ham, Man United, Fulham, and Southampton, Liverpool. So a fun slate for Sunday in that league. Mexican Liga from yesterday, Tigres and Guadalajara, 0-0 draw. The first leg and now the second leg, 9:30 on Sunday night, Guadalajara and Tigres. We'll make a pick for this one because it's a big one. Guadalajara plus 125, Tigres plus 220, draw plus 210. So Guadalajara is third in the league, and Tigres is seventh. Guadalajara's home. They're plus 125, and we'll take that. Italian Serie A today, 2:45, Sampdoria and Sassuolo. Sassuolo's minus 130, Sampdoria's 3-1, draws plus 290. Sampdoria is last in the league, and Sassuolo is 13th. Pretty big difference between the two teams. Let's go with under 2.5 goals at plus 136. Saturday, 9 o'clock, Salernitana and Udinese, Spezia, Torino, 12 o'clock, Fiorentina, AS Roma, and 2:45, Inter Milan and Atalanta. Sunday, 6:30 a.m., Verona, Empoli, 9 o'clock, Bologna, Napoli, Monza, Lecce, 12 o'clock, Lazio, Cremonese, and 2:45, Juventus and Milan. So a big weekend in Italian A coming up. German Bundesliga Saturday. This is it for the German Bundesliga regular season. 9:30, Union Berlin, Bremen, Dortmund, Mainz, Gladbach, Augsburg. This is all Sunday or Saturday, by the way. Frankfurt, Freiburg, Cologne, Bayern, RB Leipzig, Schalke, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, Bochum, Leverkusen, and Wolfsburg, Hertha. La Liga. Result from yesterday, Mallorca over Valencia 1-0 and Osasuna over Athletic 2-0. And then Saturday, 1 o'clock, Sevilla and Real Madrid. And then Sunday, 1 o'clock, Almeria, Valladolid, Athletic Elche, Atletico Real Sociedad, Barcelona, Mallorca, Cadiz, Celta Vigo, Getafe, Osasuna, Girona Betis, Rayo Villarreal, and Valencia and Espanyol. And then we have French League 1. Saturday, 3 o'clock, Angers, Troyes, Clermont-Ferrand, Lens, AC Ajaccio, Lille, Nantes, Lyon, Reims, Marseille, Brest, Montpellier, Nice, Rennes, Monaco, Strasbourg, PSG, and Toulouse and Auxerre. All right. English League Championship, 11:45 on Saturday. Coventry and Luton. The 3 seed versus the 5 seed. 11:45 on ESPN Plus. We'll do a pick for this one because it's a championship. Coventry's plus 210, Luton's plus 145, draws 2-1. I like Coventry in the spot at home. as a dog, so I'm going to take them at plus 210. And then Dutch Eredivisie on Sunday, 8:30, AZ Alkmaar PSV, FC Groningen Sparta, FC Twente Ajax, FC Utrecht Emmen, FC Volendam Excelsior, Feyenoord Vitesse, Fortuna, NEC, Heerenveen Go Ahead Eagles, and Camber and RKC Waldwick. National Women's Soccer League, 2 games tonight, 8 o'clock, Kansas City and Houston. Houston's plus 180, KC plus 150, draws plus 230. Houston's playing a little bit better. We'll take them on the road at plus 180. And at 10 o'clock, San Diego and Portland. San Diego's plus 190, Portland's plus 125, draws plus 250. We're going to go with San Diego at home here at plus 190. Saturday, 3:30, OL Rain Angel City, 8 o'clock, Chicago, Orlando, and Louisville, North Carolina. And it's Sunday, 5 o'clock, you have Washington and Gotham. And MLS. As we get into that over the weekend, Saturday, 7:30, CF Montreal hosts Miami, New England hosts Chicago, NYCFC hosts Philly from Citi Field, probably right. Yup. Orlando hosts Atlanta, Toronto hosts DC United, 8:30, Houston hosts Austin, Minnesota hosts Salt Lake, St. Louis hosts Vancouver, Colorado hosts Cincinnati, LA Galaxy hosts Charlotte, 10:30, and Colorado Cincy's 9:30, by the way, 10:30, San Jose, Dallas, and Seattle Red Bulls. And then Sunday, 3 o'clock, Kansas City, Portland, and 8:30, Nashville, Columbus. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for soccer. So now move on to golf and go over the leaderboard for the Charles Schwab Challenge. So your leader right now with a score of 8 under is Harry Hall. Tied for second with 5 under, Adam Schenk, Robert Shelton, and Harry English. Tied for 5th with 4 under, Emiliano Grillo and Taylor Hogue. Tied for 7th with 3 under is a pretty big tie. Davis Lipsky, Austin Smotherman, Michael Kim, Ryan Fox, Saiwoo Kim, Brett Horschel, Sam Burns, Scotty Scheffler, Chester V, Justin Sue, Andrew Novak, Adam Putnam, Max Homa, M.W. Lee, Banganon, Alex Naren is in the tie for 22nd with 2 under, with Chad Ramey, Ryan Henley, Kungu Lee, Ricky Fowler, Nate Lashley, Mark Hubbard, Trey Merritt, Kevin Stroman. Tied for 31st with 1 under, Matthias Schwab, Callum Tarrant, Russell Knox, Brendan Todd, Justin Rose, Sepp Straka, Eric Cole, Dylan Fratelli, Eric Compton, Cody Gribble, Ben Griffin, Patton Kazir, Luke Liz, Taylor Moore, Cam Davis, Lucas Hodges, Scott Piercy, Peter Malnati, Akshay Bahita, Carson Young, and Austin Eckroat. Tied for 52nd at even, just some go through notables at this point. Justin Lauer, Christian Ziedenhout, Alex Smalley, Kremer Hickok, JJ Spawn, Brian Harmon, Cam Champ, Lucas Herbert, Tommy Fleetwood, Alex Baddeley, Tomas Dietrich, Victor Norman, Ben Martin, Matt Wallace, Victor Hovland, Lucas Donald, Matthew Neesmith. Tied for 70th with 1 over, Richie Orensky, Davis Riley, Will Gordon, Matt McNeely, Scott Stevens, Ben Taylor, Aaron Wright, Dylan McCarthy, Kurt Katayama, Scott Stallings, Stephen Yeager, Nate Taylor, Yeager and Palmer tied for 83rd with 2 over, with Tyson Alexander, Jordan Spieth, Nate Hardy, Chris Kirk, Patrick Rogers, Dylan Wu, Joel Dahman, Sanjay M, Tony Finau, B.U. Hostler. Tied first 96 with 3 over, Kevin Westmoreland, MJ Dauphin, Hayden Buckley, Colin Morikawa, Grayson Higo, Joseph Burnett, and Paul Haley II. Tied for 106 with 4 over, Sam Ryder, Tyler Duggan, Kevin Kisner, Kevin Tway, Harrison Endicott. Tied for 111 with 5 over, Sungho Kim, Zach Johnson, Harry Higgs, and Dylan Lingmerth. Tied for 115 with 6 over, JT Potts and Henrik Norlander, Evan Van Roy and Grayson Sieg. 119th with 7 over, Rory Sabatini. 120th with 11 over. The star from last weekend with the big letdown, Michael Block. Alrighty. Now we will move on to NASCAR. The races this week will be in Charlotte, one tonight, one tomorrow afternoon, and one on Sunday night. So the Truck Series tonight, 8:30 on Fox Sports 1 from Charlotte. Should be an interesting race. I think this is a wide open race. Unless if somebody like Carl Larson's in it again, which I don't think is likely. But I'm going to go with 11-1 Carson Hocevar to win the race. Xfinity. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. The Alsco 300. It's funny, Larson won at Darlington last time they raced Xfinity too, so that's kind of ironic. So for this one, I'm going to go with Chandler Smith at 22-1. I'm going to go for one of the longer shots here. And then the Cup Series, the Coca-Cola 600. This is always a fun one in Charlotte. This is a hard one to pick. Last year, Denny Hamlin won the Memorial Day weekend race. And the fall race, Chris Bell won. I'm going to go with 11-1 Kyle Busch. Like, he always has had success at this track, even back when he was in the peak of his power. So I'm going to go with Kyle Busch at 11-1 to win the Coca-Cola 600. All right, now move on to news and notes. No more Idol, sadly enough. So the Friday shows are going to be different for the next several weeks and months once basketball and hockey die down. So there's a smack talk between the Celtics and the Heat. Jimmy Butler guaranteed a Game 6 victory. Not ideal. Not ideal, Jimmy Butler. And that was after Jaylen Brown said, "Don't let us win on Saturday." Gotta love this trash talk. The Celtics fans trolled Jimmy Butler, and a fan got revenge for Al Horford and called a timeout for Miami. But Malcolm Brogdon did not return with right forearm soreness. We talked about Gabe Vincent and the ankle sprain. We'll see if he's back for Game 6. I don't think we'll see him, but you never know. Shams reported on the Pat McAfee show that LeBron James played with a torn tendon. He might need surgery on his foot this summer, but expects him to return to the Lakers. The NBA is also considering a new flop rule. It's the penalty for flopping that would result in a technical foul. Free throw could get trial run at the Summer League. Ooh. Drew Holiday said that Jimmy Butler busted the Bucks, as Drew admits that Butler was nearly impossible to guard in the playoff matchup. Mike Tyson made an appearance at the American Airlines Center to cheer on the Stars in the Western Conference Final. Aaron Boone ejected yet again last night for arguing with the umpires. And apparently he spit in one of the umpires' faces, so we'll see if Boone gets a suspension for that. NFL, Devontae Adams committed to the Raiders as he addresses speculation around his future in Vegas. Jimmy Garoppolo had foot surgery in March, and the team is confident that he would be ready to start the season. Raekwon McMillan placed on injury reserve after he's dealing with partially torn Achilles after suffering injury during practice. So that is not great news for New England. Tony Jefferson to retire as he plans to begin his scouting career with the Ravens this summer. So that's interesting. He's going right into scouting. But Tony Jefferson, the scout, that's weird to think about. Utah lands Zach Wilson's brother, Isaac Wilson, as he announced his commitment to the Utah Utes. And Mike Bohn, the latest on the former SC athletic director, he made racially insensitive comments and created a toxic workplace while at Cincinnati. That's reported by The Athletic. Yikes. That's not great. That definitely had to do with his firing at USC. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So there's a couple that jumped out at me, but one more than the rest. And that is the over 8.5 in the Red Sox Diamondbacks game. And that was at minus 115. I'm going to lay a half a unit on it. So that's it for the show. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything. We'll see if we're going to be previewing a Game 7 in Boston on Monday night, or will we be doing a Celtics postmortem. And will we be talking about the Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars going to a Game 6 on Monday night. So those are two things to keep an eye out for the weekend. And we're looking forward to next week. So have a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody.